Wow. Live from New York, it's a show with a brand new open, and it's a hot show today. It's a hot show. It's first things first. Yeah. Do the Cowboys need an A game to beat the 49ers?
Well, the obvious answer is yes, but I'm going to twist this around.
Okay.
And I'm going to say it this way. Any win is an A game. If they give up 32 points, which we know for the Dallas defense would not be good, but score 35, it's an A game. If they only score 17 and only give up 15 in a win, it's an A game. The key for Dallas is to win. I don't care if you win pretty. I don't care if you win ugly. I don't care if you win on a bad call from the official. You got to win because they have demons to exercise from their mind for the playoffs.
Can they exercise them this week?
Oh, they can.
Really?
I'm not picking them.
No, but that's not what I mean. If they win this week, you'll think they've exercised their demons.
Yeah, so here's why I'll say it. Obviously, people will say, well, they got to beat them in the playoffs.
Are you one of those people?
But no, I'll give them credit. If they win, I will give them credit. Now, that doesn't mean I'm still not picking them to win in NFC.
No, of course.
But if they win, they've lost the last two playoff meetings against this team. And you don't want to go into the playoffs either with, you won't say it publicly, of course, but in your mind, they beat us 3 straight times. They beat us in Dallas. They beat us in San Francisco. Or going in thinking, we hope somebody else beats them so we don't have to face them. Like, you just don't want that. So you got to get a win. Nick, even if Dak Prescott were to throw 2 or 3 interceptions, which you wonder, well, could they win? But let's say he throws 2 interceptions and they win. You still walk away with that happy because you'll say, Dak can't play any worse than that. And we still beat them. So just get a win, and it's an A.
Yeah, I don't think they need an A game because these are 2 evenly matched teams. The Cowboys don't have to play perfect to beat the Niners unless the Niners play perfect. Now, I do think the Cowboys' defense needs to play damn close to an A game for them to play as well as I think they're going to play. Most notably, going to have to be the first team all season to try to mitigate Christian McCaffrey's impact on the game. But I love the Cowboys in this spot. I love them plus the 3.5. I like them a lot to win outright. I think the Niners are flying a bit too high. There was a little quiet 17-0 conversation this week about the San Francisco 49ers. Pardon me. Well, it's just an absurdity. They're not obviously not going to go 17-0.
How many have they won in a row?
14.
4? No, 4.
Why am I saying 14?
It might be.
Is there some?
Josh,
are we talking regular season game? No, but you 14? Can't do.
Yeah.
Well, we have 14 in a row. It's a lot.
How many? Hold on a second. How many of the Chiefs won in a row aside the Lions game? We can't do this thing where we replace a game. Hold on.
We're not saying it's 17-0, but that's impressive. If they've won, what is
14?
They've won
14 with a healthy quarterback.
They've won 4 games in a row. They've won 4 games in a row. No, because that's Wildes is including the playoff games, and except for the playoff game they lost, which you can't do.
Well, they didn't have a quarterback. They would have Christian McCaffrey.
Everybody got hurt.
Okay, all right. So again, yes, every team in the league, by the way, is on very long winning streaks if you remove the games they lost for various reasons. But neither here nor there. Back to my point.
Thank you.
They're flying a little high. I think Dallas matches up really well with them, and I think we are going to see the Niners tested for the first time since those last 2 playoff games. The Cowboys playoff game was an excellent game. The Cowboys missed an extra point. Dak made a couple critical mistakes that were caught. Purdy made a couple critical mistakes that weren't. And the Niners ended up having control of the game starting in the 4th quarter and rode it to the finish line. I think the Cowboys are primed to put a level of defensive pressure on San Francisco that they have not faced all year long. I think to your point, and I think you agree with me on this, Brew, even if you're picking the Niners for this game, is that this game is far more important to Dallas, and not only because of the emotions of it, but also because of the math of if Dallas wins, they're both 4-1 with Dallas having the tiebreaker. If Dallas loses, it's 5-0, 3-2. With the Niners having the tiebreaker.
Not only that, Philadelphia. Now, we'll see if Philly wins this week. But Philly, they've got to keep pace with Philly just to win the division, obviously. So, and that's important for the seeding, too. So.
Can I show you Christian McCaffrey, how well he's playing this year? Remember I tried to do it last year. You thought I was making fun of him.
Awesome.
He's just crushing. So here's the question. I think he's going to run wild. No one's been able to stop him. Maybe Micah will slow him down a little bit. Nick, you're not In your spectrum of imagination, do you think San Francisco could run away with this and make it a bit of an ugly game? Because I could see it happening. I could see
Really?
Yeah, I think.
Well, so you don't think the Cowboys are that good then?
Well,
You don't think the Cowboys are that good?
Here's why I don't think the Cowboys are that good.
I'm getting
Are the Giants good?
No.
Is Daniel Jones good?
No.
How about Zach Wilson? Is Zach Wilson good?
No, but the
He's
Jets
not good
defense is good. The Jets defense is good.
Maybe.
The defense is
What
good,
do you
but
mean?
the team is not good.
Do we have
The
any
team is not
evidence
good.
that the Jets defense isn't
The
good?
defense is good, but the
Of
team
course
is
the
not
Jets
good.
defense
As
is
a
fine.
team, they're not good.
Yeah.
The defensive team's not good.
Yes.
The team's not good, and Zach Wilson's not good.
Yes.
Is Mac Jones any good?
No.
Okay.
But-
So
gonna go
75% of your wins have been against quarterbacks in teams that on this show we put stakes in the ground and say they are not good. Are the Arizona Cardinals any good?
No, and they
Not
stomped
really,
them.
and they stomped it because he could run the ball.
because of effort.
So until I see you beat a really good team,
What's the best team the Niners have beaten? Hold on. Wait, let's do the same thing.
They
What's
beat the
the best
Rams.
team?
Steelers are supposed to be pretty good.
The Rams
Are
and
they?
the Steelers.
Week one, we
They're
thought
both
the Steelers
2-2.
might be good. Yes, I understand that. What's the good team that you guys think the Niners have beaten?
The Rams and the Steelers.
You think they're good teams? You think those are good teams?
I mean,
Right
the
now,
Rams
they're
are better
they're
than the
better
Jets.
than the three that he named.
No, I understand
that
that.
the
But this
Dallas
is,
has beat.
I agree
And I
with
agree that it'll be a close game with you, but I'm just, he's
Okay,
making a good
I'm gonna
point.
listen. I'm pulling half a Mad Dog here. I'm doing this live on the show.
Who are you calling someone?
Half a Mad Dog.
Are you calling?
No, I'm not calling.
I thought you were
I
gonna
just
say
legal
half a-
sports betting.
half a
Half a
gummy.
Mad Dog. 5 units on the Cowboys right now,
Wow.
plus 3.5. I've never done it on the show. Location verified. I'll explain this as I'm going.
Okay.
Wildes, the idea, I agree with you to a degree that we should look at who a team has faced when evaluating how good they are, particularly early in the year. Where I disagree with you, sorry, hold on, I have to lock this in right now. There it is, done and done.
How many units
and
are you
Wildes,
putting on
5
this?
units. Wildes, you can verify for the audience. You don't have to say the amount, but we locked that in right there. There it is, confirmed. Look,
This is more money than I've bet in my entire life.
cumulative.
You and me combined.
Yeah, okay,
It's a real bet. I thought this was like a little bit.
I told you before the show I might do this, and your guys' overwhelming confidence with the
Oh, my.
Your guys'
Oh, my.
overwhelming confidence with the Niners is annoying to me.
Also, I
because
got to talk to my agent.
here's the thing. Call
Nick,
baby.
you gotta admit, Wiles was making some sense.
No, but hold on.
Those
I
are just
agree
facts.
with you that you should look at who the opponent played. But then you should also ask yourself this question. Given the opponent, could the team we're talking about possibly have performed better? So, like, do the Giants stink? Yeah, yes, they do.
That's a fair point.
When you play them and you beat them 40-0,
Right.
do we say, okay, you get all the credit you were eligible for in that
That's
game?
right. It's like a college game.
The problem
yeah,
is
yeah.
the loss. I agree with you. You play bad
1,000%.
teams, you should pound them. They did.
1,000% agree with you, which is why I think you look at, for example, what the Eagles have done at 4-0, and even the Eagles internally, they're like,
Right.
we
right.
maybe haven't been playing great. So I understand the point, but I also think for Dallas that they are right now discussed as if they have massive question marks all over the place, when I don't feel they do. They did have an F game. There's no question about it. But I'll ask one other question before we move on. Do you think there's any team in the league that will go all year long without an F game? Do you think there's any team in the league that's going to go the entirety of the season
F-game expert.
and not? The Bills had theirs in week 1.
You'll have bad games.
You're gonna
F game, possibly not. D game, you'll have a
sure.
bad game.
And
You'll
so
lose
that's
the
and
worst
so
games.
we might just be a little too close. And the fact that the Cowboys responded to their F game with a start to finish evisceration of a desperate team in New England that at least has one good unit in their defense, to me, was enough response for me to feel good about them this
I'm
week.
still worried about the Trayvon Diggs absence. Matt
That's
Jones
fair.
couldn't take advantage of
Yeah,
it.
Bland's
Bland's been
stepped
really
up.
good, though. Bland's been really good.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Some would say just because he started,
Mac
taking the
would
ball
say.
from Mac Jones. Sign him
Mac
up for
would say he's
receiver
been
for the
pretty
Patriots.
good.
Dak Prescott. Dak versus Brock. Brock's got him in everything and leads the NFL in passer rating. So, Brew, which quarterback do you trust more on Sunday?
Well, that's a nice graphic, Wiles. Let that sit and marinate for a while. Completion percentage, passes and yards per game, TD interception ratio, 20-yard completions, passer rate, everything.
Yeah.
I've got another graphic.
Oh.
Because that's only 4 games. But since Brock Purdy has been a starter, which is 9 games, let's see the graphic there.
Please, yeah.
Completion percentage still. Yards per attempt.
Yeah.
Touchdown interception is just sickeningly
the touchdowns are exactly even.
Yeah, but the interceptions is huge.
Course.
Passer rating, 20-yard completion. I'm going to throw something else in because Nick's been harping on this, all right? I want to see him throw into a tight window. Guess who's 10th in the league in tight window completions?
Is it Brock Purdy?
Brock Purdy.
Give me a break.
And guess who's 18th? Dak Prescott.
Okay, this is.
He's got him. I don't
Answer
know.
the question. Who do you trust more?
Answer the question.
Yeah, you gave us all the numbers.
Who in the world? Why in the world would I not trust Brock Purdy more? He's got all the numbers.
Why?
He's got the tight window throws.
Well, then stop.
He's got the better receivers and the best running back. Then I trust Brock Purdy more. Call me crazy, but I trust Brock.
Then I am perplexed as to how yesterday, at the end of our Brock Purdy argument, why you would say it's not like we're calling him a top 10 quarterback. You unequivocally are.
You did say. I thought that was a mistake.
No.
So neither
I trust him more.
Hold on. No. Let me go now. Neither Brock nor Dak are top 10 quarterbacks.
Dak is not playing like a top 10 quarterback.
So then we're out of quarterbacks, guys.
And I'm not saying I'm not necessarily saying Brock Purdy is better than Dak. But I'm saying I trust it. Because here's the thing, Nick. Both of them are somewhat game managers. And the key thing about a game manager, when you got a great defense, when you got great receivers, when you got a strong running game, which both of them have, what do? Don't make mistakes.
Right.
Don't mess it up. Who's more likely to mess it up? Dak. That's why I trust Purdy more.
Okay, we'll see on Sunday.
He hasn't thrown an interception in more than 200 passing attempts.
That is correct, that he is right now running hot. I agree with you on that. Have
we seen him ever run cold?
What? We haven't.
Okay.
So again, say it.
But trust that.
Brew, you just showed me all these numbers. You just did a whole piety.
It's a small sample size before I'm going to say he's necessarily better than this guy. But right now, he's played much better than Dak.
No, well,
and the numbers say
that part,
and everything else.
I agree. He has played better. That part is undeniable. That's why whenever you guys put up the numbers,
matters, really.
No, but
it don't matter who you think is better. It's who's playing better.
But that's not the question. The question is not who has played better.
Question.
The question is who do I trust more? Mm-hmm. And who I trust more on Sunday is Dak Prescott.
Okay.
And the level of, to me, disrespect thrown around to Dak. He has just played his 101st career regular season game. In those 101 games, he has a 98 passer rating. He's 2.5 to 1 touchdown interception. He completes just over 67% of his passes and averages 250 yards per game. He has built a near decade-long resume of a clear-cut, undeniable top 10 quarterback. Undeniable. And we can, I almost see the wheels turning. You can't, it's like the opposite of the NBA's top 10. The problem with all-time NBA top 10 lists is there's 19 guys in it, and sounds to me like right now NFL top 10 quarterbacks, there's 6.
But here's the thing.
And we have a problem with it. So I trust against a great defense on Sunday, Dak Prescott more than Brock Purdy.
Why? Because of his track record over 10 years? Is that what you're saying?
Because I have seen Dak Prescott. I have seen him fail, of course. I have also seen him against excellent defenses or in adverse situations come through.
Not Purdy?
No. The
first playoff game against a good Seattle team.
That defense was terrible.
They were a playoff team.
Yes,
and he threw for 330 yards and 3 touchdowns.
And then the next playoff game against a good defense, Brock Purdy was awful in that game.
Was he worse than Dak Prescott?
No, he was not. Like I said, I've seen Dak fail. But he was also
When's the last time you saw Dak really succeed in the
same
situation?
Weekend Brock Purdy did.
Who was under more adversity?
I don't know. Dak was playing against the Tampa Bay Bucs defense and Tom Brady, defending champs.
When Brock Purdy faced Tom Brady,
they won 35-7. I didn't scoff at it, Brew.
It was his first start ever.
I have not scoffed at that once. Well, you and I keep using the word adversity, and I just need to find a different word because you have made the point that I agree with that he has faced professional situational adversity. Mm-hmm. What I am talking about is the specific football X and O adversity of what Micah was talking about on his podcast, trailing late, being in a situation where your team is trailing, they don't have it, they need you to come through. So yes, those are both adversity, but they're different. We would agree, very different types of adversity that I haven't seen him come through in. Right. He hasn't had to, so I can't say he can't, but I believe in Dak more.
Check in on the MVP race. Josh Allen, all of a sudden number 1, then Tua, then Mahomes.
Wow.
That Mahomes bet seems...
It's a projection.
That's what I'm saying.
You're saying you like the
It's gotta be a projection.
Yeah, because it's sure.
Jalen Hurts, Lamar, Justin Herbert, and then McCaffrey and Purdy tied. So we'll do a little thought exercise.
Yeah.
If the 49ers win, should we start talking about Brock Purdy for MVP?
Can't do it, bro.
Well, look,
your answer has to be yes. For the sake of the show, it has to be yes.
This is the answer. That graphic can remain that graphic. He was an 8th.
He
can be 8th or 7th. He can be there. But of those two, right now, because Christian McCaffrey, you showed his stats, he's on pace to break the record for total yards from scrimmage, all right, in a season. Mm-hmm. So if he does that, and they're 15-2, and Purdy's numbers remain what they are,
leads the league in passer rating.
Yeah, I would give it to McCaffrey.
Good.
Personally.
Good.
This is Herbert.
No, I'm not worried about. My point is this. He's on the periphery of the conversation. He can stay there. There are 3 things, Nick, that seem to be a qualifier to be in the MVP discussion. Number 1, you have a good record. Okay?
Of course.
Check. Number 2, your stats are good. Check. Because as you said, he's going to passer rating, completion percentage, TD interception ratio is going to, let's say it's really good.
Yeah.
You're 3, you're a quarterback. Check. If they go 15-2, and let's say McCaffrey trails off, he's in the discussion.
Bro, I'm
he's in the discussion.
And this one is going to be crazy. I know you guys are going to scoff at it. It's going to be crazy, but it's not written in stone just like those. I think to be in the MVP discussion, you should be in the best player on your own team discussion. And he's not. He's not. Hey, guys. No, he's not. You think he's in the discussion with the best player on the Niners?
Was Rich Gannon the best player on his team?
Yes.
Oh, 100%. Really? What
yes.
about Joe Theismann, Boomer Esiason? These are some of the MVPs. Brian Sipe.
Okay, Brian Sipe, you're going to bring up from
He's
the
an MVP.
strike year in the 80s? Give me a break.
He wasn't an MVP?
Wait a second.
Are we taking Brian Sipe out here catching strays?
No.
I mean, he was an MVP.
Bro, can we have a serious discussion? Can we?
He's not an MVP.
You know what?
You acting like you have to be an all-time great to be an MVP.
No. I'm saying you have to be the best player on your team. I'm saying I believe, personally, if we want to discuss you as the most valuable player in the NFL, everyone should agree.
You're wrong.
You're the best.
You're actually speaking out because who is the best player on the Dallas Cowboys?
The best player on the Dallas Cowboys right now?
Period.
Micah.
Okay. When we did our preseason predictions, who'd you have third in MVP for your preseason pick? And did Dakota Prescott.
Well, then
not the best player on his team.
Hold on. Wait a second.
And nobody thinks so.
Okay.
And was going to think so.
Wait a second. Hold on. Right now, of course, going into the year.
Going in, was there a question?
Oh, my gosh. Wait, can I?
Was there a question going in?
No, I agree with you, Brew, that it is a quarterback award. The point I am making, and it is crystal clear, and that there are 25 guys that I think are more valuable than Brock Purdy right now. And because it's a quarterback award, we can just X off Justin Jefferson. He's not eligible for it, even though we all agree. You know what I mean? That Tyreek. This is the exact same thing that frustrated me last year with, once again, not shockingly, a quarterback that I have some questions about, but whose numbers was he's the best quarterback in the league. And it was also, by the way, the Shanahan system with Shanahan's former offensive coordinator in the Tua Tyreek thing. When I was no, Tua can't be the MVP of the league because he's not the MVP of his own team. Tyreek.
But who do you think, even by your account, right now, who's higher in the MVP rankings? Tua or Tyreek?
Right now,
Tua.
Tua is according to
the odds. But who's their best player?
Right, and I'm saying,
so Tua's ineligible
and
too?
I consistently disagree with it.
Okay, Tua's ineligible.
You got to be the best player on your own team.
Okay, so then we got.
You got to be the best player on your own team.
Hot show.
Josh, we only got a few guys that are eligible.
Yeah, the guys who win.
There's about 4 guys.
Yeah, the guys who win.
No,
the guys who win.
That's not fair.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.